Most people don't lose their dreams because they lack talent. They lose them quietly, hour by hour, day by day, without even realizing it. Every morning begins with the same gift, 24 hours. Yet by nightfall, many feel exhausted, distracted, and unsatisfied. Not because they worked too little, but because their time was scattered. If you're listening to this right now, pause for a moment and ask yourself one simple question. Where did my time go yesterday? Not where you planned for it to go, but where it actually went. This question alone has the power to change how you live. Time is not just a clock on the wall. It's the invisible currency of your life. How you spend it decides what grows and what slowly disappears. Careers are built in hours. Relationships are shaped in moments. Confidence is earned in the quiet minutes when no one is watching. Here's the truth. Most people never hear. Being busy is not the same as being effective. Many people fill their days with activity, yet move no closer to the life they want. They answer messages, scroll endlessly, react to notifications, and call it productivity. But deep down, they know something is missing. High performers don't have more time than you. They simply see time differently. They treat it with intention. They protect it. They design their days instead of letting the day design them. Think about this for a moment. If someone watched how you spent your last 24 hours, what story would it tell? Would it show focus and purpose, or distraction and delay? In this audiobook, you won't hear complicated systems or unrealistic routines. Instead, you'll learn how to build a mindset that turns ordinary hours into meaningful progress. This is about mastering attention, building clarity, and making small choices that compound over time. Every 15 minutes or so, you'll be invited to reflect. Not to overwhelm you, but to gently bring your focus back, because awareness is the first step toward control. Here's your first reflection. If nothing changed about how you use your time, where would your life be 1 year from now? Let that question sit with you. As we continue, you'll begin to notice something subtle but powerful. Time doesn't speed up or slow down. Your awareness of it does. And once awareness changes, everything else follows. This journey isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming intentional. 1 hour at a time. Take a breath, clear your mind, and let's begin building a new relationship with your time. Time rarely feels out of control all at once. It slips away quietly. One small distraction at a time, one unnecessary task after another. One moment of delay that turns into a habit. Most people don't notice the problem because it doesn't look dramatic. It looks normal. Think about how your day usually starts. You wake up with intentions, maybe even motivation, but within minutes, your attention is pulled in multiple directions. Messages, notifications, news, other people's priorities. Before you know it, the day feels like it's already running ahead of you. This is why time feels out of control for so many people. Not because they lack discipline, but because they start their day in reaction mode. When your first hours are reactive, the rest of the day follows the same pattern. High performers understand something important. The way you begin your day sets the tone for how your mind operates. A distracted morning almost guarantees a scattered afternoon. Here's a simple but powerful idea. Time doesn't disappear. It gets traded. Every hour you spend reacting is an hour you don't spend building. Every minute given to distraction is a minute taken from focus. Pause for a moment and reflect. What is the biggest thing stealing your time right now? Not in theory, But in reality, many people believe they need better schedules or stronger willpower. But the real issue is clarity. When your goals are vague, your time becomes vulnerable. When you don't clearly know what matters most, everything feels urgent. This is why busy people often feel unfulfilled. They are active, but not aligned. They move, but not in a clear direction. Another reason time feels out of control is mental overload. Your mind carries unfinished tasks, unresolved decisions, and constant noise. This mental clutter drains energy, even when you're doing nothing physical. Classic productivity thinkers often emphasized this truth. Clarity creates calm, and calm creates focus. Without clarity, even free time feels stressful. Here's a small reset you can use anytime. Ask yourself, what is the single most important thing I could focus on right now? Not 5 things, just one. This question immediately reduces overwhelm. It gives your mind a clear target. Every 15 minutes or so, return to this idea. Am I choosing my focus, or is it being chosen for me? High performers don't eliminate all distractions. They simply decide which ones deserve their attention. This decision, repeated daily, builds control. Another hidden reason time feels lost is overcommitting. Saying yes to too many things leaves no space for what truly matters. Every yes is also a no to something else, often your own growth. Reflect on this. What would happen if you protected your time as carefully as you protect your money? Time management is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters, with intention. As we move forward, you will begin to see time not as something chasing you, but as something you can shape. Not perfectly, not instantly, but steadily. Take a breath. Let go of urgency. Control starts with awareness. Distraction rarely announces itself as a problem. It often arrives disguised as something harmless, a quick check, a short break, a moment of curiosity. But these small interruptions slowly train your mind to stay scattered. Over time, distraction becomes a habit, and habits shape identity. Many people believe they struggle with focus because they lack discipline. In reality, their environment is constantly pulling their attention away. Every sound, every screen, every alert competes for your mind. When attention is always divided, depth disappears. Here's something important to understand. Focus is not a personality trait, it's a skill. And like any skill, it weakens when unused and strengthens with practice. Think about this. When was the last time you gave your full attention to one task for an extended period without switching, checking, or reacting? Distraction doesn't just steal time, it steals momentum. Every interruption forces your brain to restart. That restart costs energy. By the end of the day, you feel tired. Not because you worked deeply, but because you constantly shifted focus. Classic thinkers often warned about this hidden cost. A distracted hour feels short, but leaves you drained. A focused hour feels long, but leaves you satisfied. Here's a simple truth. Whatever you give attention to, you give power to. Your phone doesn't control you, your habits do. Pause for a moment and reflect. What is the first thing you reach for when you feel bored, uncomfortable, or uncertain? Distraction is often a way to avoid discomfort. Silence. Effort. Thinking deeply. Growth requires stillness, and stillness can feel uncomfortable at first. High performers train themselves to stay with discomfort a little longer. They don't escape the moment. They sit with it. And in that space, clarity appears. Every 15 minutes, gently ask yourself, is this pulling me forward or pulling me away? You don't need to remove all distractions from your life. You need to reduce the unnecessary ones during important moments. Focus works best when it's protected. One powerful shift is this: decide in advance when you will be distracted. Schedule your breaks. Choose when to check messages. This turns distraction from an enemy into a tool. Reflect on this idea. What if your phone worked for you instead of against you? Distraction thrives on immediacy. Focus thrives on intention. The more intentional you become, the quieter the noise feels. As this part comes to an end, remember this: you don't need more motivation. You need fewer interruptions. In the next part, we'll look at how high performers think about time, not as something to fill, but as something to design. High performers don't wake up wondering how to fill their day. They wake up knowing what deserves their attention. This difference may seem small, but it changes everything. Most people see time as something that happens to them. Meetings appear, messages arrive, responsibilities pile up. The day becomes a series of reactions. High performers see time differently. They see it as something to shape. Instead of asking, "What do I have to do today?" they ask, "What do I want this day to stand for?" This shift creates clarity, and clarity creates power. Think about the last truly productive day you had. Not the busiest one, the meaningful one. Chances are, you started that day with intention. You knew your priorities, you protected your energy, and you felt in control. High performers understand that not all hours are equal. Some hours are better for deep thinking. Some are better for routine tasks. They align their work with their natural energy instead of fighting it. Pause for a moment and reflect. When do you feel most focused during the day? This awareness alone can dramatically improve how you use your time. Another key difference is how high performers treat decisions. They reduce decision fatigue by simplifying choices. Fewer options mean more mental energy for what truly matters. They don't waste willpower on small things. They save it for important ones. Classic productivity wisdom often returns to this idea. Discipline is not about forcing yourself constantly. It's about designing a life where the right choices are easier. Focus is not something you either have or don't have. It's something you practice. Just like a muscle, it grows stronger with use and weaker when ignored. Most people don't lose focus because they're incapable. They lose it because they never train it. In a world built on constant stimulation, sustained attention has become rare. And rarity creates value. The ability to focus deeply on one thing for a meaningful period of time is now a powerful advantage. Think about this for a moment. When you give something your full attention, how does it feel compared to when you're constantly switching between tasks? Focus creates a sense of progress. Distraction creates the illusion of movement. High performers treat focus as a daily ritual. They don't wait to feel focused. They create conditions that invite focus to appear. Quiet spaces, clear intentions, defined time blocks. They understand that focus needs structure. Without it, attention drifts. Pause and reflect. What conditions help you concentrate best? Here's an important principle. Focus improves when your mind knows there is an end point. Open-ended work drains energy. Time-bound focus restores it. This is why short, intentional sessions often outperform long, unfocused hours. When your brain trusts that effort has a boundary, it commits more fully. Every 15 minutes, gently ask yourself, am I still present with what I chose to work on? Another key to focus is single tasking. Multitasking feels productive, but it fragments attention. Deep work requires depth, not speed. Classic thinkers emphasized this repeatedly. Do less, but do it well. Focus also depends on mental clarity. If your mind is full of unresolved thoughts, focus will struggle. Writing things down frees mental space. Clarity creates calm. Calm creates focus. Reflect on this. What thought keeps pulling you away from the present moment? High performers release that pull by capturing their thoughts outside their mind. Focus is also emotional. When work feels meaningful, focus comes naturally. When it feels disconnected, resistance appears. Reconnecting with purpose renews attention. Ask yourself this simple question: why does this task matter? As this part comes to a close, remember this. Focus is not about intensity alone. It's about consistency. Small periods of deep focus, practiced daily, compound into remarkable progress. Designing your day doesn't mean controlling every minute. It means giving your time a direction. Without direction, even a full day can feel empty. With intention, even a simple day can feel meaningful. Most people live in default mode. They wake up, react, respond, and repeat. High performers pause long enough to design a basic structure, not rigid schedules, but clear anchors. Think of your day as having three main parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. When these are intentional, everything between them feels lighter. Pause for a moment and reflect. How do your days usually begin? The beginning of your day shapes your mental tone. This is why high performers protect their mornings, not for productivity alone, but for clarity. Even a short period of quiet focus early in the day creates momentum. Designing your ideal day starts with identifying your non-negotiables. These are the few activities that move your life forward: deep work, learning, health, reflection. Without these, the day becomes reactive. Ask yourself this question: if you could only complete one meaningful thing today, what would it be? This question simplifies decisions and reduces overwhelm. Every 15 minutes or so, return to this idea. Is my attention aligned with my intention for today? The middle of the day is where energy often dips. High performers plan for this instead of fighting it. They use this time for lighter tasks, movement, or recovery. Energy management is just as important as time management. Reflect on this. When does your energy naturally rise and fall? Designing your day means respecting your energy, not punishing it. The end of the day matters more than most people realize. How you close your day shapes how you start the next one. High performers review, reset, and release. They don't carry mental clutter into tomorrow. A simple evening reflection can change everything. What went well today? What needs adjustment tomorrow? This keeps growth intentional instead of emotional. Designing your day is not about perfection. Some days will go off plan. That's normal. What matters is returning to intention, not giving up. Time mastery is built through awareness, not control. Big changes rarely happen overnight. They happen quietly, through small actions repeated consistently. This is why habits matter more than motivation. Motivation rises and falls. Habits remain. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. High performers think in the opposite direction. They focus on small, controllable actions that compound over time. Pause for a moment and reflect. What small habit, if practiced daily, would improve your life the most? Habits shape identity. What you do repeatedly becomes who you believe you are. When actions align with values, confidence grows naturally. High performers don't rely on willpower alone. They design habits that fit into their existing routines. Small changes attached to familiar actions are easier to maintain. Classic self-development ideas often emphasize this. Make the habit so small it feels impossible to fail. Every 15 minutes, return to this thought. What is the smallest step I can take right now? Consistency beats intensity. One focused hour each day is more powerful than 10 unfocused hours once a week. Another key to habit formation is environment. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than your intentions. High performers shape their environment to support good habits and reduce friction. Reflect on this. What in your environment makes good habits harder? Even small changes, like where you place your phone or how you arrange your workspace, can shift behavior. Habits also need meaning. When habits feel connected to a larger purpose, they last. When they feel random, they fade. Ask yourself this question: who do I want to become through these daily actions? This question keeps habits aligned with identity, not just outcomes. Setbacks will happen. Missing a day is not failure. Giving up is. High performers focus on returning quickly, not being perfect. As this part comes to a close, remember this. Success is rarely about one big decision. It's about thousands of small ones made consistently. Time alone doesn't determine how much you accomplish. Energy does. You can have free hours and still feel exhausted, or you can have limited time and make powerful progress. The difference is how you manage your energy. Most people try to push through fatigue. High performers listen to it. They understand that energy is a renewable resource when treated correctly. Pause for a moment and reflect. What usually drains your energy the most during the day? Energy has physical, mental, and emotional layers. Ignoring one affects the others. Poor sleep weakens focus. Emotional stress drains motivation. Mental clutter reduces clarity. Classic productivity wisdom often reminds us of this truth. You don't need more hours. You need better energy within the hours you have. High performers protect their energy before they protect their schedule. They prioritize rest, movement, and mental breaks, not as rewards, but as requirements. Every 15 minutes or so, gently ask yourself, is what I'm doing energizing me or draining me? Short breaks restore more energy than long periods of forced focus. Even brief moments of movement or silence can reset your mind. Another key insight is emotional energy. Negative emotions quietly consume attention. Unresolved frustration, comparison, or self-doubt can drain you faster than hard work. Reflect on this. What emotion do you carry most often during the day? High performers acknowledge emotions without letting them control decisions. Awareness reduces their power. Energy also comes from meaning. When your actions align with your values, effort feels lighter. When they don't, resistance grows. Ask yourself this question: does how I spend my time reflect what matters most to me? Managing energy is not about avoiding effort. It's about choosing effort wisely. As this part comes to an end, remember this. When energy is aligned, time works for you instead of against you. Motivation is often misunderstood. People wait for it, chase it, and blame its absence. But motivation is unreliable. It rises with excitement and disappears with difficulty. High performers don't depend on motivation. They depend on consistency. Consistency is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel dramatic. But over time, it outperforms bursts of inspiration. Pause for a moment and reflect. How often do you wait to feel motivated before taking action? High performers act first. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you take a small step, momentum begins. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence fuels motivation. This is why routines matter. They reduce emotional decision-making. You don't ask how you feel. You follow the structure you've designed. Classic wisdom often highlights this principle. Success is built on what you do repeatedly, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Another powerful concept is identity-based consistency. High performers don't ask, "What should I do today?" They ask, "What would the person I want to become do in this moment?" This shift removes negotiation. Action becomes alignment. Reflect on this question. Who are you becoming through your daily choices? Consistency also requires patience. Results often lag behind effort. This delay causes many people to quit too early. High performers understand that progress is often invisible before it becomes obvious. They trust the process. Setbacks will happen. Missed days, slow weeks, moments of doubt. These are not signs of failure. They are part of the path. The key is returning without self-judgment. Ask yourself this. When things don't go as planned, do you quit or adjust? Consistency grows stronger with self-compassion. Harshness drains energy. Understanding restores it. As this part comes to a close, remember this. You don't need to feel ready. You need to stay committed. Living with intention doesn't mean planning every detail of your life. It means choosing awareness over autopilot. It means recognizing that every hour carries weight, whether you notice it or not. Over the past 2 hours, you've explored a new way of seeing time. Not as something that runs out, but as something that responds to how you use it. When attention becomes intentional, time begins to feel abundant. Pause for a moment and reflect. What idea from this audiobook stayed with you the most? High performers don't chase perfect days. They focus on aligned ones, days where actions match values, where effort feels purposeful even when it's difficult. Intentional living begins with simple choices. Waking up with clarity, protecting focus, designing your day, practicing small habits, managing energy, staying consistent when motivation fades. Every 15 minutes of awareness builds a life of direction. Ask yourself this question. If you lived the next week with full intention, how would it change your daily choices? Time mastery is not about control. It's about responsibility. Responsibility for what you allow into your mind. Responsibility for how you respond to distraction. Responsibility for the habits you practice. When you take responsibility, you regain power. This audiobook is not meant to be listened to once and forgotten. Return to it. Let it guide your mornings. Let it reset your focus. Let it remind you of what matters. Classic wisdom reminds us that a well-lived life is built slowly, quietly, and intentionally, not through urgency, but through consistency. As this journey comes to an end, remember this. You don't need more time. You need clearer intention within the time you already have. This final section is not about learning something new. It's about remembering what you already know, but often forget in daily life. Take a moment to slow down. Let the ideas from the past 2 hours settle. Growth doesn't always happen in motion. Sometimes it happens in stillness. Most people search for change by adding more goals, more plans, more pressure. But real transformation often begins by removing distraction, removing noise, removing urgency that doesn't matter. Reflect on this quietly. What is one thing you could remove from your day that would immediately create more peace or focus? Time mastery is not about squeezing productivity from every minute. It's about creating space for what truly matters. Space to think, space to choose, space to breathe. High performers revisit their principles regularly, not because they forget them, but because life pulls attention away. This is why reflection is powerful. It recenters you. Every 15 minutes of awareness is a reset. You don't need a new life. You need a clearer direction within the one you already have. Ask yourself this question. What kind of person do I want my time to shape me into? Your habits are writing that answer daily. This audiobook ends here, but your practice doesn't. Tomorrow morning is another opportunity, another clean page, another 24 hours. Remember this above all else. You are not behind. You are becoming. By now, something subtle may have shifted inside you. Not excitement, not pressure, but awareness. And awareness is where lasting change begins. Most people think transformation feels loud. In reality, it feels quiet. It feels like noticing your thoughts before they control you. Like choosing focus even when distraction is easier. Take a slow breath and reflect. What would change in your life if you trusted yourself to use time wisely? Time mastery is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you already are, without the noise. High performers don't live rushed lives. They live deliberate ones. They move at their own pace, guided by values instead of urgency. Every day, you are voting for the person you are becoming. With your attention, with your habits, with how you spend ordinary moments. Ask yourself gently, what kind of life am I voting for today? You don't need to overhaul your entire routine. One intentional hour can change the tone of your whole day. One focused habit can shift your future. This is why reflection matters. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. If you ever feel lost again, return to basics. What matters now? What deserves my attention in this moment? These questions are anchors. Time will continue moving. That is guaranteed. But how you move with it is a choice. As this bonus section comes to a close, remember this truth. Progress doesn't require urgency. It requires presence. Stay present. Stay patient. Stay intentional. And let time become your ally, not your enemy. Most people go through their 24 hours without noticing how quickly it slips away. One simple shift in awareness can turn an ordinary day into a breakthrough. Pause. Reflect. Notice where your attention is going. 1 hour focused on what matters most can change your results tomorrow and the day after. Master your time, and you master your life. Every ping, notification, and distraction steals more than time. It steals momentum, energy, and clarity. Stop reacting to the noise around you. Take a moment. Ask yourself where your attention is right now. Protect it fiercely. Every minute you reclaim adds up to hours of progress over weeks. Small choices repeated daily compound into massive change. Focus is not something you are born with. It's a skill. Like any skill, it's strengthened with practice. Start small. Just 15 minutes of uninterrupted focus on one task today. Tomorrow, do it again. Slowly, your mind learns the rhythm of deep work. Momentum builds. Progress becomes visible. Focus isn't luck. It's deliberate practice. The first hour after you wake up determines the tone of your entire day. reacting to messages, scrolling social media, or letting distractions run the show? That's a recipe for chaos. Spend even 10 intentional minutes planning, reflecting, or focusing, and you shift your entire 24 hours. Your morning is not just a start. It's a foundation. Build it strong. Motivation is fleeting. Some days you feel it, some days you don't. But consistency never fails. Small, repeated actions, reading, planning, focused work, compound over time. One action done daily matters more than 10 actions done once. Ask yourself which simple habit you will repeat today even when you don't feel like it. That habit defines your future. Time is meaningless if you're too tired, stressed, or unfocused to use it. High performers know that energy management matters more than time management. Sleep, movement, mental clarity, and emotional balance fuel your hours. Protect your energy first, and your productivity follows. You don't need more hours. You need better energy within the hours you already have. Every 15 minutes, pause and ask if you are choosing your focus, or if it is choosing you. This tiny moment of awareness can reset your day instantly. Awareness turns chaos into control. One intentional pause, one conscious decision, can reclaim hours lost to distraction. Make it a habit, and your 24 hours feel longer, richer, and more purposeful. Multitasking feels productive, but it fragments your mind and kills momentum. Deep work thrives when you focus on one thing at a time. Give your brain a single target. Turn off distractions. Close extra tabs. One task, done well, compounds into real results. The fastest way to progress is not doing more. It's doing less, better, and focused. Tiny, consistent habits are the architects of your identity. What you do every day, your choices, actions, and routines determine who you become over months and years. One small step today, repeated daily, can lead to breakthroughs you never imagined. Reflect on what one habit you can start now that will transform your future self. Are you living intentionally, or are you reacting to life? Most people drift, responding to emails, notifications, and urgent demands. Intentional living means choosing your focus, deciding what matters, and acting with purpose. Pause, reflect, decide. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is nothing. Pausing allows your mind to reset, reflect, and make better decisions. Every few hours, stop and ask if you are moving toward your goal, or just moving. The pause is not wasted time. It's your secret weapon for clarity and focus. High performers guard their time like a treasure. Every yes to something unnecessary is a no to what truly matters. Ask what you are saying yes to today. Is it moving you forward or keeping you busy? Protect your hours. Your future self will thank you. Mental clutter drains energy faster than physical work. When your mind is clear, focus comes naturally. Write down priorities, remove distractions, simplify decisions. A calm mind is a productive mind. Ask what you can simplify today to regain clarity. Small shifts in your daily routine create massive long-term results. One extra 15-minute focused session each day compounds into hours of progress over a month. Think about where you can add one small session today. That one choice, repeated consistently, builds momentum that feels unstoppable over time. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your intentions. High performers know this and design spaces that invite focus, calm, and energy. Move distractions out. Add cues for productive habits. Pause and reflect. What small change can I make in my space today to make focus easier? Clarity over complexity always wins. Too many goals, tasks, and options fragment your attention. Simplify. Pick one meaningful target at a time. Focus fully. Every distraction avoided is an hour gained toward growth. Ask yourself, what is my single most important priority right now? The difference between action and reflection is exponential. Act without reflection, and you risk going in circles. Reflect without action, and you drift. Combine them. Pause every 15 minutes to ask, am I aligned with my purpose or just busy? Awareness creates momentum. High performers understand that habits are invisible architects of identity. Daily choices, small routines, and repeated actions shape who you become. Focus not on radical change. Focus on tiny improvements repeated consistently. Ask, what small habit today defines who I want to become? Time is like water. It slips through your hands unless contained. Design intentional containers, blocks for focus, breaks for energy, reflection for growth. Without structure, time feels chaotic. With structure, it feels abundant. Every day ask, how can I shape my hours instead of letting them shape me? Focus is a renewable resource when nurtured. Protect it. Guard it. Practice short, concentrated periods. Over time, your brain learns depth. Long-term focus compounds faster than occasional intensity. Pause. What one area today deserves my undivided attention? Discomfort is often a signal of growth. High performers sit with discomfort instead of escaping it. When boredom or resistance appears, stay a little longer. Reflection brings clarity. Patience yields understanding. Ask, what uncomfortable task today will push me forward most? Energy management is the hidden lever behind productivity. High performers don't just manage time, they manage energy. Sleep, movement, nutrition, and mental clarity fuel deep focus. Ask yourself, which part of my day drains energy unnecessarily, and how can I reclaim it? Consistency compounds faster than inspiration. Motivation comes and goes, but repeated small actions create results. One intentional task today, repeated tomorrow, repeated the next day. That's the invisible force behind extraordinary achievement. Reflect. What action will I repeat daily no matter what? Your mind is your most valuable asset. Mental clutter, worries, and overthinking reduce clarity and effectiveness. High performers capture thoughts, write them down, and free space for focus. Ask yourself, what mental clutter can I release right now to think more clearly? Every choice you make is a vote for the life you're building. Even small distractions shape habits. Even tiny actions compound. Ask, if I want a life of focus and purpose, where am I spending my attention today? Awareness is the foundation of mastery. Deep work requires preparation. Turn off notifications. Close unnecessary tabs. Inform others of your focused time. Build rituals around focus. Ask, what can I do today to create a protected environment for deep work? Reflection transforms experience into wisdom. Pause often. Ask, am I reacting or designing? Am I leading my hours or following them? One conscious reflection every 15 minutes changes the trajectory of days, weeks, and years. Time mastery is not about squeezing more out of life. It's about creating space to think, choose, and act with clarity. Protect your hours. Guard your attention. Design your environment. Ask, what step today ensures my time works for me, not against me? Small victories compound into big wins. Every intentional decision you make, no matter how minor, accumulates over time. Ask yourself, what small win can I claim right now that future me will thank me for? Your focus is like a muscle. train it regularly. Short bursts of deep concentration strengthen your ability to think clearly and act decisively. Reflection question: which task today deserves my full mental strength? Time is a mirror of priorities. Where your hours go shows what you truly value. If something feels neglected, it might reveal hidden misalignments. Ask, are my hours reflecting what truly matters most? High performers embrace constraints. Limiting options forces clarity and action. Too much freedom can lead to indecision. Ask, what boundaries can I set today to guide my choices? Awareness of habits is powerful. Most routines are invisible, yet they shape results. Observe patterns in your day. Reflection, which habit subtly moves me toward growth, and which pulls me away? Energy ebbs and flows naturally. High performers schedule around peaks and valleys, not against them. Ask, when am I naturally most alert, and how can I use it today? Distraction is a learned behavior. The more you indulge it, the stronger it grows. Practice short periods of intentional, undistracted work. Ask, which distraction can I resist right now to gain clarity? Consistency is built in increments. Show up, even imperfectly, each day. Momentum arises from repetition, not intensity. Reflection. What one action today will I repeat tomorrow without fail? Your environment is a silent partner. Rearrange it to make success easier, not harder. Remove friction for good habits. Add cues for productive behavior. Ask, what one tweak improves my environment immediately? Focus is emotional as well as mental. Passion, purpose, and curiosity fuel attention. Find what sparks engagement. Ask, which activity today excites my mind enough to maintain focus naturally? Boundaries protect your most valuable resource, attention. Saying no is often more powerful than saying yes. Ask, what can I decline today to safeguard my priorities? Reflection sharpens learning. Pause periodically. Ask, am I leading my hours or letting them lead me? This awareness multiplies effectiveness and reduces wasted effort. High performers embrace slow, steady growth. Overnight transformations are rare. Lasting change accumulates quietly. Ask, what small step today aligns with the long-term vision of my life? Time is non-renewable. Treat it as a precious asset. Each decision has weight. Ask, which choice right now will serve my future self best? The journey of mastery is continuous. There is no finish line, only gradual improvement, reflection, and intentional action. Ask, am I using this moment to become the person I aspire to be? Progress doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters consistently. Every decision, every focus session, every small habit contributes silently to your long-term success. Pause and reflect. What small action today compounds into a meaningful future? Your mind can only hold so much at a time. Mental clutter slows everything. Capture thoughts, write down distractions, and free mental space. Ask yourself, what thought can I release right now to create clarity? Deep focus isn't just about work, it's about awareness. Being fully present in conversations, tasks, and moments shapes relationships, skill building, and decision-making. Reflection. Where am I half present today, and how can I be fully engaged? Time is a mirror of your choices. If life feels chaotic, examine how hours are spent. Are they aligned with your goals or just filling space? Ask, does this activity bring me closer to what I want, or simply occupy time? Energy management outweighs time management. A tired mind cannot focus. A drained body cannot perform. High performers schedule energy, rest, movement, nutrition, and reflection, not just tasks. Pause. Which energy-draining habit can I adjust immediately? Your environment silently dictates habits. Small tweaks, moving a phone, arranging workspace, removing visual clutter, drastically improve focus. Ask, what one environmental change today maximizes my productivity? Reflection transforms knowledge into wisdom. Pause periodically to assess, am I reacting or designing? Am I using time intentionally or letting it slip through habits and distractions? Awareness multiplies results. Consistency compounds faster than inspiration. Motivation comes and goes. Repetition builds identity. One intentional choice repeated daily shapes your skill, confidence, and future. Ask, which action today deserves unwavering repetition? Boundaries are your invisible superpower. Saying no protects attention, energy, and focus. High performers know that every yes is also a no. Pause. What can I decline today to strengthen my priorities? Discomfort is a signal, not a threat. Growth requires patience, facing challenges, and sitting with unease. Avoiding discomfort delays progress. Reflection. What uncomfortable task today moves me closer to mastery? Awareness of habits creates freedom. Observe automatic actions that dictate results. Small adjustments compound quietly but powerfully. Ask, which habit can I tweak now to better align with my goals? Energy flows naturally in cycles. High performers schedule around peaks, not against them. Notice when attention, creativity, and motivation are highest. Ask, how can I structure today to leverage my energy peaks? Progress is invisible at first. Daily focus, reflection, and intentional action quietly stack into skill, clarity, and momentum. Ask, which small decision today sets the foundation for tomorrow's growth? Time mastery is learned through practice, not theory. Protect attention. Reduce interruptions. Align every hour with purpose. Small choices define long-term results. Every hour you treat intentionally compounds into habits, skill, and identity. Ask yourself, what one small choice right now aligns with the life I want to create? High performers embrace reflection. Pausing to observe thoughts, actions, and patterns transforms awareness into actionable insight. Reflection. Which recurring pattern today is silently shaping my future? Distraction is subtle but powerful. Notifications, noise, and unnecessary obligations pull your attention away from what matters. Ask, which distraction can I eliminate immediately to regain focus? Energy is your silent currency. Physical fatigue, mental clutter, and emotional stress quietly drain output. Protect energy first, then structure time. Pause. What energy-draining habit can I adjust today? Deep work is rare but valuable. Focused sessions without interruptions produce far more than scattered hours. Ask, what one task deserves my undivided attention right now? Time is finite. Awareness is infinite. How you perceive and direct attention determines results, not the hours on a clock. Reflection. Am I fully present in this moment, or letting it pass unnoticed? Consistency outweighs intensity. Small, repeated actions build competence, confidence, and clarity. Ask, what consistent action today lays the foundation for long-term growth? Boundaries are invisible armor. Protect attention, focus, and energy by saying no to low-value activities. Pause. What can I decline today to protect what matters most? Mental clarity multiplies results. Write down tasks, thoughts, and distractions to clear space for intentional action. Ask, which lingering thought can I release now to regain focus? High performers embrace constraints. Limiting choices sharpens decision-making and reduces wasted energy. Reflection. Which decision today can I simplify to create clarity and progress? Discomfort signals growth. Sitting with unease, facing challenges, and delaying instant gratification strengthens focus and character. Ask, which uncomfortable task today moves me closer to mastery? Time mastery requires active participation. Don't let hours slip by reacting. Lead them with intention. Pause. Am I controlling my day or reacting to it? Environment shapes behavior. Small adjustments, workspace, phone placement, lighting, influence focus, habits, and productivity. Ask, what one tweak today improves my surroundings immediately? Awareness compounds like interest. Observing, reflecting, and adjusting repeatedly produces exponential growth over months and years. Ask, which small reflection today will create long-term change? Mastery is continuous, not finite. Each intentional moment, action, and habit quietly builds identity, skill, and momentum. Pause. What choice right now shapes the person I'm becoming? Every hour you spend intentionally strengthens focus, skill, and identity. Small actions, when repeated, compound silently into extraordinary results. Ask yourself, which small action right now shapes your future the most? High performers practice deliberate reflection. Observing thoughts and actions transforms awareness into clarity. Pause. Which habit today quietly determines my long-term trajectory? Distractions are stealthy. They appear harmless but slowly erode progress. Notifications, social media, and unplanned obligations chip away at focus. Ask, which distraction can I remove immediately? Energy dictates productivity. Mental fatigue, emotional stress, and physical depletion quietly reduce output. Protect energy first, then structure time. Pause. What drains my energy right now, and how can I restore it? Deep work is where growth happens. Focused attention without interruption produces far more than scattered activity. Ask, what task deserves my full attention this moment? Time isn't just hours, it's awareness. How you direct attention determines results, not the clock. Reflection, am I fully present or letting moments slip unnoticed? Consistency beats intensity. Small, repeated actions build competence, clarity, and confidence over time. Ask, which consistent action today compounds into long-term success? Boundaries protect focus, energy, and attention. Saying no is powerful. Pause. What can I decline today to strengthen my priorities? Mental clarity multiplies effectiveness. Writing down thoughts, tasks, and distractions frees mental space. Ask, which thought or task can I release to regain focus? High performers embrace constraints. Limiting choices reduces decision fatigue and conserves energy for what truly matters. Growth happens in the quiet, unnoticed moments. Every choice you make compounds over time into habits, identity, and results. Pause. Which small action today builds your future self the most? High performers reflect consistently. Observing how they spend attention transforms awareness into mastery. Ask, what repeated thought or action today shapes my long-term trajectory? Distractions subtly steal power. Social media, notifications, and minor interruptions slowly fragment focus. Pause. Which distraction can I eliminate immediately to protect momentum? Energy fuels impact. Mental clutter, emotional tension, and physical fatigue quietly reduce effectiveness. Protect energy first, then structure time. Ask, which energy-draining habit can I adjust now? Deep work amplifies growth. Focused attention without interruption produces disproportionate results. Pause. What one task deserves my undivided attention today? Time is a perception. Awareness determines impact more than hours on a clock. Reflection. Am I fully engaged in this moment or letting it slip away? Consistency is king. Small, repeated actions beat bursts of intensity over time. Ask, what daily habit today compounds into long-term success? Boundaries are invisible shields. Protecting attention and energy allows meaningful work to flourish. Pause. What can I say no to right now to safeguard focus? Mental clarity enhances every decision. Capturing thoughts, tasks, and ideas frees space for intentional action. Ask, which thought or task can I release now for clarity? Constraints sharpen results. Limiting choices conserves mental energy and reduces friction. Reflection. Which decision today can I simplify for maximum efficiency? Discomfort signals growth. Sitting with unease, facing resistance, and delaying gratification strengthens focus and character. Pause. Which uncomfortable task moves me closer to mastery? Time mastery requires active guidance. Don't let the day control you. Lead it intentionally. Ask, am I shaping my day or reacting to it? Environment dictates behavior. If you're ready to stop wasting time and start living with intention, this audiobook is for you. On the Motivational Audiobook Spot, we bring you powerful motivational audiobooks designed to help you take control of your time, your focus, and your life. If this message inspired you, don't stop here. Subscribe to the Motivational Audiobook Spot for weekly motivation, life-changing audiobooks, and powerful ideas that help you grow every single day. Like this video, share it with someone who needs direction, and press the notification bell so you never miss the next breakthrough. Your journey to mastering time starts now. Only on the Motivational Audiobook Spot.